about the whole Russell Wilson and Future situation is that liking bad boys is literally a phase that like you grow out of. You realize that bad boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. Thanks for joining in on the show. Today, what we're going to be talking about is, she said dating bad boys is a phase. What young men need to know. Yeah. Make sure you get the likes up on the video. It's very important that you do that. What young men need to know about women. A lot of you guys out here, you're going to get caught up just like this. The way the story goes is as followed. You're going to meet a woman. She is going to show a little interest. And if you're not a toxic male, then she will lose interest. You see, women typically love dealing with trash. They love guys that really aren't about anything. And it doesn't really matter if it's a Pookie and a Ray Ray that is broke, don't got no job, or whatever the case is, because most Pookies and Ray Rays have jobs. Don't think for a split second that a Pookie and a Ray Ray is just a guy that's in the hood, smoking weed, drinking beer, and just sitting around in a basement somewhere. No. A Pookie and Ray Ray could be a working class brother, got a 9 to 5, and so forth. And all he do is pump and dump women just like that. You see, everything this woman says in this particular video clip is typical of what women do every single day. And I need for you young brothers to understand the game so that when you get involved with them, you know exactly what you're getting into. Because they're gonna waste your time. You're gonna get with them and they're gonna waste your time. Women typically wise up once she hit 40 years old. That is typically when she's gonna desire a good man. By then, it's typically too late. She will have 2 to 5 kids by 2 or more men. And she's gonna expect you, as a brother that got your life together, she's gonna expect you to pay for all her mistakes. Yeah. So let's get into this. Let's hear what she got to say so that we can understand the nature of the modern woman.
The thing that annoys me about the whole Russell Wilson and Future situation is that liking bad boys is literally a phase that like you grow out of. You realize that bad boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious.
Which means that if you're with a woman like this and you're a so-called toxic male, you're a Pookie and Ray Ray, you're not really about nothing. This woman is only with you for fun. You have to understand that. She just said that you really can't take these type of guys serious, but yet these are the type of guys that women actually go for. These are the kind of guys that women give their vagina to. These are the kind of guys that women have babies for every single day. This is what's happening. You see, the first problem that we have when we look at this particular woman is that she come on camera with her top literally all the way down with no bra on, trying to thirst trap all of you brothers. So already you can't really take her serious because she's trying to get attention. Now I could care less if she's wearing a bra or not, but when you have your top zipped all the way down so that we could see the little cleavage area, that is a sign of a toxic woman. Because what she's trying to do is thirst trap just another man to be in the DMs only so she could reject that good man in exchange for a toxic male. And this is what they do, brothers. They love toxic men. Don't be alarmed. Just take notes and understand that we're in class. Let's get back into this. Let's go.
The thing that annoys me about the whole Russell Wilson and Future situation is that liking bad boys is literally a phase that like you grow out of. You realize that bad boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious.
Now notice she talked about Russell and Future. Now if you think about Russell, you know that he is a simp who literally came in to take care of the responsibilities of another man. We don't want you young brothers being another Russell. Because while you're being Russell, Future is out here pumping and dumping and smashing and dashing every woman he come across. And he's not wifing up none of these women. So literally, you guys are the cleanup guys.
Like, I went through a bad boy phase and
She went through a bad boy phase.
hated it there. And I was like, yeah.
She says she hated it there, but we know that's all cap. Let's
I'm
go.
going back to my nerds, my artsy nerds.
Notice she says she's going back to her artsy nerds. Why she wasn't with the so-called nerd from the beginning. See, this is typical of what women do. They give the best years of their life to the worst possible men in the beginning, and you guys, you get the leftovers. That's how they do business. The ungodly, wicked, toxic male always get first dabs at the box. That's just the way it goes, brothers. You are the cleanup guy. You get the leftovers. You get the sloppy fifths. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious.
They say that, but they always with these toxic men.
Like, I went through a bad boy phase and I hated it there, and I was like,
She's lying. She didn't hate it there. She actually loved it, brothers. Let's go.
boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious. Like, I went through a bad boy phase and I hated it there, and I was like, yeah, I'm going back to my nerds.
When she say bad boy phase, you have to understand she mean 304 phase. That's what she mean. Because they say bad boy phase. If it's a bad boy phase, why you start off with the bad boy? Why you start off with a toxic man? Why you give your vagina, your virginity, and have a baby with a toxic man? If you see all these other women going through this so-called phase, why are you going through the very same phase? Why? Because you love it.
Boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious. Like, I went through a bad boy phase and I hated it there, and I was like, yeah, I'm going back to my nerds.
How could she say she hated it there when in the beginning she said that you pretty much get with these kind of guys just for fun? She's lying. Let's go.
The thing that annoys me about the whole Russell Wilson and Future situation is that liking bad boys is literally a phase that, like, you grow out of. You realize that bad boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious.
So she just finished saying that they're there for fun. But then in another sentence, she said she hated guys like that. She can't make up her mind. This is why you never should trust them, because they continually lie. They don't know what they want. This is why we have so many problems in the community. Let's go.
Like, I went through a bad boy phase and I hated it there, and I was like, yeah, I'm going back to my nerds, my artsy nerds. My first boyfriend went to an Ivy League school studying neuroscience, never been in trouble a day in his life.
Yeah, but you left him to go get with Pookie and Ray Ray. Do you see my point, brothers? She talked well of the first boyfriend, but we really know that she was really never a so-called girlfriend to this particular guy. We know that. She's just speaking well of him because he's doing well today. And now she wants to get back with that particular guy. Let's go.
My second boyfriend was in and out of jail on house arrest, scheduled to go back to jail midway through our relationship. What the hell am I doing with him?
Now think about that. She said her second boyfriend is in and out of prison, got all these problems, and then she's asking herself the question, why am I doing with him? Well, lady, you pretty much answered the question in the beginning of the video. You said you like those particular type of guys because you're with them for fun, but you really can't take them serious. So please don't talk about the guy who was your first boyfriend who had his life all together, because according to you, he's boring. And this is typical with modern women. If you're a quality man, a righteous man, a good brother, a nice guy, right? They see you as boring. And this is why they get with Pookie and Ray Ray, because Pookie and Ray Ray in their mind is fun. And it's really not about fun. Pookie and Ray Ray is toxic, and women love toxic men. They talk all this crap about toxic masculinity, but the truth is they love toxic men. Listen.
What am I doing with him? We can't even leave the country if I wanted to.
Now think about that. You can't leave the country if you wanted to, but this is the guy that you typically have sex with.
That was a phase. I grew out of it very fast.
She said it was a phase and she grew out of it very fast. All of that is cap.
Because you realize, like, you can't really ever settle down with them.
Notice, she says you really can't settle down with him, but that's the guy that she give her virginity to, her vagina to, and have a baby with. And then on top of that, once she made all of these mistakes, once she made all of these life-changing decisions, then she want a so-called Russell to come in and clean up the mess.
Unless, like, they already lived that lifestyle and they got their shit together and they're out of it.
Now think about what she just said right there, which is typical of what I teach, how women love to take trash and try to turn it into treasure. What women really want is to take a toxic man and try to convert him into a good man, like the first boyfriend that she had that was doing well. In other words, what women typically want is a man that is toxic at the same time he got some nice guy qualities. So women typically want heaven and hell. Let's go.
Still lot of them have this mentality that they never really get out of.
They never really get out of? No, women have that type of mentality that they never get out of. And this is why the majority of women are single mothers living in a world where they are continually stressed out, going from man to man, stress from stress, anxiety, hurt, pain, depression, you name it, all because of the kind of men that they laid up with. If you're a woman and you're viewing, the reason why you have so much anxiety, stress, and problems, it's because of the men that you allowed in your body. It's just that simple. There is no way around this fact.
The only reason why a lot of us are attracted to hood men in the first place is because they have that toxic masculinity that we think that we want, but then you realize that they're just angry.
Now think about what she just said. She's talking about men in the hood, the reason why women are attracted to men that are in the hood. And she talked about toxic masculinity that women believe they need. But yet when we look on social media, women are constantly complaining that men are toxic and they promote this toxic masculinity. But those are the typical men that women love. Let it make sense, people. Let it make sense. Let's go.
The thing that annoys me about the whole Russell Wilson and Future situation is that liking bad boys is literally a phase that like you grow out of. You realize that bad boys are just like people that you have around for fun, but they're not someone that you would ever take serious.
If they're not the type that you would take serious, why do you open your legs for men like this? This is a never-ending story of horror.
Like, I went through a bad boy phase and I hated it there. And I was like, yeah, I'm
whatever
going
you
back
say.
to my nerds.
Yeah.
They already lived that lifestyle and they got their shit together and they're out of it. Still, a lot of them have this mentality that they never really get out of. The only reason why a lot of us are attracted to hood men in the first place is because they have that toxic masculinity that we think that we want.
Listen, brothers, listen.
They already lived that lifestyle and they got their shit together and they're out of it. Still, a lot of them have this mentality that they never really get out of. The only reason why a lot of us are attracted to hood men in the first place is because they have that toxic masculinity that we think that we want. But then you
notice that women are saying to themselves that they are attracted to these guys because they think that they need a guy that is toxic masculinity. So women are attracted to men that are full of toxic masculinity or whatever they want to call that mess. Let's go.
They already lived that lifestyle and they got their shit together and they're out of it.
Women typically want Pookie and Ray Ray to get his ish together so that she could settle down with him. See, here's the thing, brothers. If a woman had her way, she would rather settle down with Pookie and Ray Ray if he got his ish together. So while she go through the 304 phase, while she go through the bad boy phase, she really would like to settle down with Pookie and Ray Ray. But because things are going bad, she's going to look for a Russell to clean up the mess. She's never going to truly love Russell, but she will be with him because it provides a safety net. Let's go.
Still, a lot of them have this mentality that they never really get out of. The only reason why a lot of us are attracted to hood men in the first place is because they have that toxic masculinity that we think that we want, but then you realize that they're just angry.
Wow. You see that? They think that they're angry. Women are out here dealing with men based on toxic masculinity, but they believe that these men are angry, but yet they have sex with these men and have their babies. To all you young brothers out there, you better listen to the game. You better recognize what you're getting involved in. A lot of you brothers can save a lot of heartache and pain and time to stop wasting your time with the modern woman. Because these women are not wife material. They're not trying to settle down. They're playing games all day. They will always give their bodies to the worst men. You can take my word for it. You can take this to the bank. You can go do what you gotta do, brothers. You get with the average modern woman. Chances are she have already done given herself to the worst possible men known to this world. And she is not gonna want or desire you if you are a quality man, if you are husband material, because she don't wanna be a wife. This is a reality, brothers. I know the truth hurts, but a lot of ladies, they know that I'm speaking the truth. Because if they were to look in their cell phone, all of the men that they have lurking and hovering over them are toxic men. Men that are no good. Men that are trash. If women could be really honest with themselves and be really truthful, they would know that the kind of men that they lay up with at night, the kind of men that are their sneaky link, the kind of man that they call up in the late night hour. It's typically always a Pookie and Ray Ray, a toxic man, a man that is trash, a man that is not husband material, a man that would never be a husband, never take care of his kids, never be responsible. He is only there for the fun, only there for the pleasure, and she don't mind giving her body to that man because she is in her prime and she believes she is a boss chick and she could do bad all by herself. And because of that mentality and that mindset, she will end up growing old. And by the time she pushed 35 to 40, 45 and got 2 to 5 kids by 5 different men, that is when she's gonna want a Russell to come in and clean up the mess. So to you younger brothers, don't get involved with women like this, because it doesn't matter if they look cute, doesn't matter if they have a nice body, it doesn't matter about any of that. The majority of modern women will walk down the path of destruction because she don't want to humble herself, and the curse of the Most High is upon her because she failed to obey the commandments. And because of this issue, they will continually get pumped and dumped. They will continually have babies by Pookie. They will continually be stressed out and have full of anxiety and stress and heartache and pain. And all the men they get involved with will always pump and dump them and leave them with babies. And they will go from man to man to man and struggle in life. So that being said, brothers, make sure you rate, comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. We out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw.